Hallelujah. All praise to the Most High. Told out to Yahuwah and Yahusha. Yahuwah, we want to thank you, Father. Total Rabbah for everything that you do for us, Father. Total Rabbah for your blessings, for your grace, your mercy. Total Rabbah for your forgiveness, for your Son, for your Ahavah. Total Rabbah for your Barakot, your Shalom, Al Most High. For your rest, Father. For we have rest in you. We have rest in Yahusha. Total Rabbah for the rest that we have in you, Father. Total Rabbah for your Ruach. Total Rabbah for your blessings, O Most High. For everything that you do for us every day, Father. For there's no one like you, O Ab. For you are Melech Kabod. Melech HaOlam, King of the universe, for there's no one like you, Ab. You are my everything. You alone are Yahuwah. Oh, there's no one like you, Father. You are my strength, my song. You are my King. Tov Rabbah, Yahusha. Tov Rabbah, Father. For you are Thub and your mercy endure forever. For you are wonderful and worthy to be praised. For you are amazing and just and Thub and righteous and magnificent and perfect and powerful, Father. For you are my everything, Adonai Yahusha. You are wonderful and worthy to be praised. Oh, Toda Rabbah, Abba. Toda Rabbah, Saba. For you are Thub, magnificent and holy, just, righteous. You're my salvation and strength. You're my strength and my song. You're Melech Kabod and Melech HaOlam. Toda Rabbah, Yahuwah. Toda Rabbah, for you are my everything, Abba. For you alone are Yahuwah, and there's no other like you. For you alone are the Most High, and there's no one like you. You are my everything, Father. Toda Rabbah for your Ruach HaKodesh, Father. Toda Rabbah for your tender mercies, for your right rulings. For your laws and commandments, for your statutes and your judgments, and for your charge, Father. Toda Rabbah, Abba. You are wonderful and worthy to be praised. Oh, that we may serve you all the days of our lives, Father. That we may worship you in spirit and truth. That we may do your will and keep your commandments. That we may walk in your judgments and keep your charge. That we may meditate on your precepts and do your will, Father. That we may serve you all the days of our lives, Father, and move in Ruach and in truth, Father, in a way that's pleasing before you, Father. That we may praise your great name forever, Abba. That we may worship you, O Most High, and do your will, Father, and walk on your laws, and walk in the narrow path on that narrow road, Father. Total Rabbah for the narrow road, Adonai Yahusha. For the narrow road that leads to you, Father. For you alone are Yahuwah. You alone are Yahuwah. And there's no one like you, Abba. Total Rabbah, Father. You are amazing. You are just and righteous, Father. You are my salvation, Father. Total Rabbah for Yahusha blessing us, O Most High, to be a part of this awakening. To wake up to you, Father, to serve you and to keep your laws. And to worship you in spirit and in truth, and to know your name, and to do your will, Father. Total Rabbah for giving us eyes to see and ears to hear, Adonai. For blessing us to see, Father. For blessing us to hear, Adonai. Total Rabbah so much for the things you show and reveal to us, Father. You are our everything, Father. You are our everything, Adonai. You are amazing and just, O Most High. Oh, you are perfect, and you is true perfection and shalom and ahavah. Total Rabbah, O Most High, for the mishpachah. For you is true shalom. Oh, Most High, you was true shalom, rest, and ahavah. Total Rabbah, Father, for your right rulings, for everything, Abba, for establishing us, Abba, for rebuilding the nation, Abba, rebuilding the kingdom, Adonai. Total Rabbah, Father, so much, O Most High, for the nation that's been reborn, the nation that's been resurrected. Total Rabbah for the resurrection, Father. Total Rabbah for the resurrection of the kingdom, Father. Total Rabbah for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom is here. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Total Yahuwah. That the kingdom is here, it's within you, it's within us. Oh, it's within his people. Total Rabbah, Father. Yahuwah, I pray in the name of Yahusha that you baruch this word. That you bless this word, Father, that it be your words out of the Yahusha. Oh, Yahuwah, baruch this word, that it be your words, Yahusha. Baruch everyone listening in, Father, who dialed in, Adonai. Oh, Most High, that they be able to receive your words, Father. That it may be soothed into the soul, Father. Soothed into the nefesh, Adonai Yahusha. That they may receive your words, Father, to be refreshing to the soul, Father. Oh, Total Rabbah, Yahuwah, Total Rabbah, Father. Oh, Most High. Oh, baruch this word, Father. Let it be your words, Yahusha. Let these be your words, Father. These teachers drop down like rain, Father, on fertile soil, that it may bring forth fruit, Father. That it may bear great amounts of bountiful amounts of fruit, Father. Oh, Yahusha. Total Rabbah, Father. Total Rabbah, Yahusha. Oh, speak with my mouth, Abba. These be your words, Father. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. May it be so and may it be established. I want to give eternal honors to Yahuwah and Yahusha. I want to give eternal honors to Yahuwah and Yahusha. Hallelujah. I want to give infinite honors to Melech Musha. Infinite honors to Melech Yahusha. I want to give double honors to Malka Kayil. Double honors to Malka Yada. I want to give double honors to Rosh Aluf Yithro. And double honors to Rosh Ha'as Yeshayahu. I want to give double honors to the Alufim. Double honors to Hagabira Malaka Deborah. I want to give double honors to the Gabira Oats. I want to give double honors to all the Mushalim. I want to give double honors to all the Mushala Oats. I want to give a special double honors to my Isha, Mushala Met, told out to Yahuwah and Yahusha for her. I want to give honors to all the Sarar and Bakir Yamin, to all the Sarar and Bakir, to all the Sarar and Bakir Ezerot. Honors to all the Sarar and Bakir Yakum Yamin. Honors to all the Hadarim and Hadarot. Honors to all the Imayot. All praise to the Most High. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And a big shalom and ahava to the Mishpachah. Salute. Big shalom and ahava to all the Mishpachah. Hallelujah. Told out to Yahuwah and Yahusha. Kerrick Lamarck Richardson, shalom, shalom, fam. Chepsy Bar, shalom and barakot. Misty L.W. Ringo, shalom and blessings. Cody Wansina, shalom and barakot. Ivan Juan Little, shalom, shalom. Nekama Yahu, shalom and barakot. Britta Naomi Thetford, shalom, shalom. Shimshon and Huldah, shalom and barakot to you. Ari Moshe Israel, shalom, shalom. Anna Bernice, shalom to you. Shalom. Anthony Christopher Versace, shalom, shalom. Malaki Al Hilawal, shalom and barakot to you. Kun Rakam Yahoo, shalom, shalom. Liz R, shalom and blessings to you. Esma Corco, shalom, shalom. Uriel Yahoo, shalom and barakot to you. Dawid and Simcha, shalom and blessings. Let's see who else. Kimberly Simon, shalom, shalom. All praise to Yahuwah. All praise to the Most High. All right, let's get it in, y'all. Let's get it in. Time to get it in. Shalom, shalom, everybody. This is your Asaph Yahoo coming out of the Austin Assembly. I want to give a big shalom and a havah to each and every one of y'all. I want to give a big another shalom and a havah to everybody. My Isha Ahmed, told out to Yahuwah and Yahusha for her. So we're going to get it in, y'all. We're going to continue going into Enoch. We're going to continue diving into this, diving into the book of Hanuk. The book of Hanuk. The Sefer of Enoch, y'all. So we're going to pretty much go right in. We left off at chapter 6. We did chapters 1 through 5 this past Yom Shishi on this prep day. Told out to Yahuwah for another prep day. It's the time to really be preparing for Shabbat, getting all the things you need done and prepared and through for Shabbat. Hope all is through on this YouTube. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, let me make sure these letters is big enough. I think it could be a little bigger. Let me see. Yeah, that's better. All right, starting with chapter 6. All right, chapter 6. And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels of Malachim, the children of the Shamaim, the children of the heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. All right. So let's stop right here. We are reading the book of Enoch, Mishpacha. I know we know that, but I just want to go just kind of rehash that. We are covering the book of Enoch. And so why that's significant is because what we just read in the book of Enoch, remember Enoch was before the flood. Enoch was a patriarch, descendant of Adam. He was the father of Methuselah, the son of Jared, I believe is his father's name, who lived before the flood. He went up to Yahuwah before the flood started. He wrote this book. He is attributed to the writing of the book of Enoch. We even have him quoted in the Brit Hadashah by Judah in the Brit Hadashah, who also attributes him as the writer, Enoch, as the writer of the book of Enoch. So that makes this a pre-flood book. Moshe, he's the one who wrote the Torah. He wrote Bereshit. Moshe knew about this story, y'all. He wrote about it in Bereshit. He wrote about it a little bit. It wasn't like in detail, but he touched on it. You see what I'm saying? And there's been a lot of misunderstanding, for lack of a better word, surrounding what actually transpired or took place during that time. So let me see. Let's go to Genesis, Bereshit. Bereshit 6. Let's look at this. It says, now it came to pass. This is in Bereshit. This is in the Torah. We're not reading no Enoch or anything. We're reading straight from the Torah. Now it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earths, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of Elua, I should have put Elua right there, that's my bad, saw the daughters of men, that they were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose. Now look at this. Enoch. And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the Malachim angels, the children of the heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. Let me go back to Bereshit 6. Now it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of Elua, so this is showing you that the sons of Elua are angels. They are Malachim, angels. Saw the daughters of men that they were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose. Okay? So Moshe knew about this. Moshe was very familiar with what happened before the flood. This is showing that this was a well-known event that transpired, where you had these angels, these Malachim, that saw when men started having children and multiplying on the earths, that did the sons of Elua, which were these Malachim, they were celestial beings. They lusted after the daughters of mankind. And they came down. These were the fallen ones. They decided to make wives out of them. The best way to put it. They decided to join them in marriage. These are what you would call, this happens today. They're called witches. Witches in a sense are women, are females. A lot of times witches are, listen, when you watch television and you see the witch looking like an old hag, she looks like an old hag with like a bump on her nose and she flies on a broom, that is fairy tales. Witches are usually very beautiful from the surface. Witches are many times very beautiful. Not all the time, but many times. Witches are very beautiful. Because a lot of times it's some of what the world would call the most beautiful. Those are who the fallen ones target to make covenants with. A lot of times that's the case. Not all the time. A lot of times that's the case, though. So don't get it twisted, young men. Don't get it twisted and think because she don't look like no old hag and she's running around with tarot cards in her pocket everywhere, and because she's not running around doing spells and incantations in front of you that she can't be a witch. No, she has a Bible. She can't be a witch. Listen, a witch is a daughter of a woman usually. You can be a male witch too, though, but they're called warlock. They're not called witches. So I'll say female. A witch is someone who done made a marriage covenant with a fallen one. They're in covenant with a fallen one, y'all. Now listen, this is what makes it interesting. All of the other Aluas that people worship come from the fallen ones. Yeah, oh yeah. So you got a female saying now she ain't no witch, but she's into the African belief. She believes in the West African the Aluas that they worship over there. Maybe some animism. Maybe she gets involved in some of the African spiritualism. All of those religions come from the fallen ones. All of them. They are witches. Ooh, I know that's gonna be. I know that's tough for some people. Nah, she ain't no witch. She ain't nothing. She just into. She's just spiritual. She ain't into the Bible and stuff like that. If she made a covenant with another Alua, other than the Alua of Yasharel, chances are she is a witch. You have some that are more devout than others, just like you got some Israelites that are more devout to their walk than others. But when it's all said and done, she is a witch. But the real devout ones, a lot of them can tell you they have encounters with ruachs. They'll have encounters where they'll usually have a spirit spouse where a ruach, which are basically the children of the fallen ones, the spirit of those fallen ones, the children of them. They'll go and lay with them in the bed. They have literally intimate encounters with ruachs at night where they literally have intimate, like, husband-wife intimacy, like sexual experiences, because they are in covenant, a marriage covenant with a spirit, with a demon, with a fallen one. That's generally speaking, that's a witch. I'm just saying it generally speaking. There are some exceptions, There's some people who might have had a spirit spouse, but they serve in Yahuwah, and they have it in them, but they working through that, and Yahuwah's freeing them from that. There's some nuances there, but generally speaking, that's just the case. They were looking at the daughters. They were looking at the daughters of men. All right, let's keep going. We'll look at the Torah precept. Now it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth and daughters were born to them, that the sons of Elua saw the daughters of men, that they were beautiful. See? They were targeting the beautiful. And they took wives for themselves of all who they chose. And Yahuwah said, my spirit shall not strive with man forever, for he is indeed flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. And then it says, there were giants on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of Elua came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. So this is how you got these mighty men that came on the earth, these giants. Okay. So now we're going to look at what Enoch says. That was what Moshe said. Enoch actually lived during this time. So he had more details. He had more information on this that's recorded in the records. So let's see how this is playing out here according to the Enoch record, the record in Enoch. All right. Come, let us. So this is chapter 6. It came to pass when the children of men had multiplied that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the Malachim, the children of the Shamaim, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. And Simjaza, whom was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations, not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swear they all together, and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were in all 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon, and they called it Mount Hermon, because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And these are the names of their leaders: Simyazaz, their leader, Arakiba, Ramiel, Kokabiel, Tamiel, Ramiel, Daniel, Ezekiel, Barakijal, Asael, Armaros, Batarel, Ananel, Zakiel, Samsapiel, Satarel, Turel, Yomjael, Sariel. These are their chiefs of tens. All right, so that's chapter 6. That's the chapters. All right, so we're going to look at the Torah again. It says that, reading verse 4, it says, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of Elua came into the daughters of men, and they bore children. These were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. Let's keep going, verse 5. Then Yahuwah saw that the wickedness of man was great in the Eretz, y'all. Now look at this. And that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So in Hebrew, it's actually saying Ra. Wickedness in Hebrew is actually the word evil. Ra, the word for evil. So you can also look at this and say, then Yahuwah saw that the evil of man was great in the Eretz, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. This is huge, because I don't know if y'all remember, but when we were going through the series surrounding the Akiot, it was the last one we did. We talked about the Hebrew word Ra. That's the Hebrew word for evil. The Hebrew word Ra. That's the word for evil. So let's take a look at something here. Let me move this up here. That's the Hebrew word Ra. So let's see. Now, Maria, shalom to you. Shalom. Beth El, shalom, shalom. That made it on. Ima Yashayahu, honors to you. Honors. So the Hebrew word Ra, as you see, it's a picture of that sun coming down out here now. It's a picture of it's a picture of the Rosh. That means that's a head and the eye. So Ra is about the head and the eyes. It's about how you perceive the things that you see, y'all. It's about how you perceive the things that you see and experience. The Rosh, the Resh, that's the Hebrew, that's the head. It's a picture of a head, and it means the Rosh, like head, leader, the chief, or literally the physical head of a person. You see what I'm saying? And then you have the eye, which is the eye as far as to see. It means to see, to experience, to know. So the way Hebrew breakdown of the Hebrew word evil is the way that you perceive the things that you see, the way that you perceive the things that you experience. Yeah. The way that you perceive the things that you experience, y'all. So it makes sense on why in the Torah it said that Yahuwah saw that the evil of man was great in the earth. Because that word for wickedness is Ra, evil of man was great. Then it goes into what? It goes into the intentions and the thoughts of the mind and of the heart. Because then it says, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually, because that is what Yahuwah looks at. That's the breakdown of evil. It's about the intentions of the heart. It's about the thoughts in your mind and in your heart. It's about how you perceive the things that you experience. And see, it's about the thoughts, y'all, the thoughts of the heart, the intentions, so on and so forth. And so looking at that, the Hebrew word for thoughts here, let's look at the Hebrew word for intent first. Let's see. So this is the word for intent. That's Yetzer. Yetzer. It's Yod, Sad, Resh, or Yod, Sadi, Resh. Yod is a hand or arm. It's a picture of a hand or arm, which means to work, to build, to work, action, et cetera, things of that sort. So it's the arm, the work, strength, different things of that sort. Sadi is a picture of a man laying in wait. It can mean like a man laying in wait to shoot an arrow. It can mean a stronghold. It can mean a snare, a trap, like a hunter and things of that sort. And then you got Resh, and we already said what that means: a head, chief, etc. Is the breakdown for this is for Yetzer is building a stronghold from the mind. Is building a stronghold from the mind. So that's why it says like imagination, form, framing. Actually, this same word is used in Bereshit, y'all, in the creation. Let's see here. Yeah, I can show y'all this. Y'all will be able to see it. I want y'all to see this. All right, so this is in the Strongs. This is Yetzer. Shishon Yahoo, Shalom Barakot. Shalom Barakot to you. But y'all see the root word is H3335 is the same word, just different vowel points. So we're going to look at the root word, Yesar. And as you see, it means to form, fashion, to frame. And if you look here, you will see that it is used when it talks about how Yahuwah Alua formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living being. So this is showing you also when Yahuwah formed things and he created things, this is that same word, Yesar. Bereshit 2:19, out of the ground, Yahuwah Alua formed every beast of the field and every bird of the air. So when you look at that, that's the same word, Yetzer. It's about building a stronghold from the mind. So this is showing you that even like when Yahuwah created things, when you create things, when you build stuff, it starts in the mind. It starts in the mind. That's why Yahuwah, he looks at the intentions of the heart. That's what he looks at, y'all. He looks at what's inside of you. The thoughts of the heart, the intentions, your imaginations, your meditations. That's what he looks at. That's why that's the root word for evil, because that's where all evil action starts within first. All evil starts within before the evil act is committed. That's why Yahushua HaMashiach, he said, man, even if you look at a woman with love, he was talking about how the Torah talks about do not commit adultery. But he said, even if you look at a woman with lust after her heart, you know what I'm saying, in your heart for her, you've already committed adultery in your heart. You basically already committed it in a sense. Yahushua was trying to point out, he wasn't trying to change the Torah at all, because that's actually in the commandments. Do not covet your neighbor's wife. That's already in there. So I know some people looked at that and thought he was changing or adding to the law or something. He wasn't doing that. He was actually calling out stuff the Pharisees was doing. You know, you can't be saying do not commit adultery, but you are coveting your neighbor's wife. You're still going against the laws, because coveting your neighbor's wife, you already committed adultery in your heart. That's why that's against the Torah too. That's why that's a sin as well. Even though nobody can see it, you can probably covet your neighbor's wife without nobody knowing. It could be just stored within your heart and think that you through and getting away with it because nobody can tell, but Yahuwah sees it. And now you committed offense against the Most High. That's raw. That's evil. It's the things that you are doing within your heart, y'all. That's where it starts, because it starts there first. The things that are going through your mind, that you are perceived, the way you perceive the things you see. Think about it. Think about it. Coveting a neighbor's wife, coveting your neighbor's wife, lusting after someone else's wife. That's based off of what you see. That's based off of what goes through your eyes. That's based off of what you see, right? And how you perceive what you see. You can look at a woman without lusting after her. You can. I can sit there easily. I can go to the store. I can be at the register, and I can, the female can sit there, and I can sit there and look at her. I can say, "Hey, shalom," and buy whatever I need to buy, without lusting after her in my heart. You see what I'm saying? I mean, even to the point to where I can be. Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. I be at the gym. Look, y'all don't act like y'all don't have to go out in the world or something. Come on, man. I was in the gym the other day, man. The coach, it was a lady this time, which is was pretty rare. Actually, it was the first time ever. Cause I'm trying to get it back right. You know, I'm talking about I've been slacking on working out. So I was trying to, my favorite way of working out is to get into the boxing gym. And so I was getting in there, and they had a new coach. Than the coach I was used to, unfortunately, but she wasn't bad. But the only thing is she just wasn't modest at all. You know what I'm saying? She had on like the tightest tights you can tight on. You know what I'm saying? And we're doing sit-ups. We're doing burpees. We're doing I forgot what you call the thing where you gotta, the squats and all that. And I can do that. Told out to Yahuwah and Yahusha without veering into lust. I can do that and see what she's doing so I can do it right without lusting. You can look at a female without lusting after her in your heart. You'll have one person who's looking at her, even though she's not modest at all. You got one who can look at her, and then you can work it so you can know how to do it right, and you doing the workouts. You getting it in. How you do the squat? You do it like that? I'm in there. I'm in there. And then you got the next person who's going to look at that, and they're going to be lusting. They're going to be thinking, man, hold up. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And, that's raw. How do you perceive the things that are going through your eyes? You see what I'm saying? That's what was going on during the day, because the way you perceive things that go through your eyes, then it's stored up in your heart. And then once it's stored up in your heart, it can take root and it could turn into actions. You see what I'm saying? Now you're acting on it. So if the imagination of the heart is evil, and so once what goes into your eyes is perceived in your mind in a way that's evil, and then it's stored in your heart, and so the heart pumps whatever is stored in it throughout your body. You see what I'm saying? I submit to y'all that the heart does not only pump blood throughout your body. We're only coming from a physical perspective. That's all we think of from science and what you learn from school. And we think that the heart only pumps blood throughout the body. No, the heart can pump other things throughout your body too. Jealousy, envy, lust, perversion, etc., etc. And once it's going throughout your body, now you're about to act on it. Now it's only a matter of time before you act on it. Every evil act started off in here. Every evil, wicked act you can think of. There's a reason why, even in the court, even in Babylon, if a murder was premeditated, you get a lot more time. It's a lot more serious. It's a lot harsher judgment you get if it's proven to be premeditated versus if it was from the heat of the moment due to something, or versus if it was an accident. You see what I'm saying? Y'all know it's the same in the Torah. You know why? Because Babylon got it from the Torah. Babylon got that from us, y'all. Babylon got that from us. According to Torah, there's one Torah. I'm not gonna paraphrase. I'm gonna show y'all, man. Let's see who I see on here. Shinaim Makayahu, what's happening? Makayahu. What it look like, fam? Ima Oriah, shalom and honors. Michael Brown, shalom, shalom. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's see. I'm almost there, y'all. Bear with me. Hold on. Let's go to Shemot chapter 22. All right, Shemot chapter 22. Let's see this. All right, Shemot chapter 22. All right, here we go. Look at this. If the thief is found breaking in and he is struck so that he dies, there shall be no guilt for his bloodshed. What is this Torah precept saying in Shemot 22? It's saying basically if somebody breaks in your house and you kill him, the homeowner kills him, let's say that. I think you're supposed to say unalive online. I think you're supposed to say that. I think that's more proper. If the thief is found breaking in and the owner of the house unalives the thief, that just don't sound, that's just, he strikes him so that he dies, he kills him. According to Torah, there is no guilt for his bloodshed. That means he's through. It's the same in Babylon. If somebody breaks in your house, you can defend yourself. You can defend your house, and you're not supposed to get in. At least in Texas, I think it does depend a little bit versus the state. But look at this though, verse 3. If the sun has risen on him, there shall be guilt for his bloodshed. He should make full restitution. If he has nothing, he shall be sold for his theft. There shall be guilt for his bloodshed, y'all, if the sun has risen on him. What is this Torah precept saying? All right, I'm going to explain it. Very important. If someone breaks into your home and the owner of the home takes the life of the person who broke into the home, the owner of the home will not be charged for it. There is no guilt for doing that. If the owner of the home waits until the sun rises, that's premeditated. If he waits until the next day, finds him, he done found out who did it, he done caught him on camera, he caught him on the ring camera, I know who that is. Oh no, that's my neighbor from down the street. Oh no, that ain't Then he go and get him the next day and take him out. He will be guilty, y'all. He will be guilty of the bloodshed because now it is premeditated. It wasn't a heat of the moment situation. No, you had to plan that out. You had to think that through and so on and so forth. That's the difference. Every action starts with a thought. It starts with a meditation. This is why this scripture says this right here. All y'all know this verse, but we're going to go there just because, man, it's important to just keep these things in mind. All of y'all know this verse, but it's okay. We're going to go there. Philippians 4, verse 8. Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of true report, if there is any virtue and if there is anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things. In other words, think on these things. Meditate on these things. Don't let your meditations be evil continually. That's why you got to be careful of what you're letting in you, of the television you're watching, or the music you're listening to, because it can cause your meditations to veer into evil. It can cause your meditations to veer into something that's evil. I'm telling y'all, this stuff is important, y'all. So what Paul was saying is you make a special effort to meditate on things that are actually pure, that are through. Y'all are doing that by being on this call. Maybe not a call, but being on here. You know what I'm saying? Studying the scriptures, meditating on the Torah word, the scriptures, the Torah, whatever. Seeking Yahuwah and Yahusha. Prayer, praise, supplications, meditating on these things. It takes a special effort. You can't be like nonchalant about it. You gotta on purpose, purposely fix your mind on righteous things, on true things. And that'll help you to be pure. That'll help you to keep from veering into these issues. Because y'all, look, this is what caused the Most High to want to destroy everybody. Because he searched the hearts of man, and he saw that the imaginations and the thoughts of them were evil continually. And you know who caused that? We're going to look at who caused that. It was the fallen ones. We were never meant to be walking around with evil in our hearts. We were never meant to be walking around continually moving in evil or thinking on evil. Think about it, man. I mean, y'all don't admit it on here, but this is real. Some of y'all struggling with murderous thoughts, dark thoughts. Somebody made you mad. Now you meditating on what it would be if you done something evil to them, wishing death on people in your heart. You don't think the Most High see that? Having imaginations of people being killed, destroyed, extremely dark thoughts. Yeah, some of y'all struggle with that. You don't got to say it on here. But there's ways that you can overcome that. There's ways that you can have dominion over that. Because don't think that Yahuwah don't see that. You crazy. Just because don't nobody else see it, like that you through. You are not through if you're struggling with evil meditations continuously. What it is a ruach. That's what it is. That's what caused mankind to meditate on these things in Genesis 6 and Bereshit 6. That's what caused it, y'all. And we're going to see that. We are going to see it. But let's look here. So that was the word. Yetzer, H3336. Again, the breakdown, it's about building a stronghold from the mind. Building a stronghold from the mind. Man, especially the reason why some of y'all struggle with these thoughts is because you done built a whole stronghold. This is something you built yourself through your meditations over the years. And so now it's a stronghold now. It's something you literally built, formed, and framed. And so now you're going to have to, in order to actually conquer that now, because now you want to do right, you're going to have to destroy that stronghold, and that's not an easy thing. You're going to have to destroy that fortress of wickedness. It's going to take work, sacrifice, and determination. But you can do it. Yahuwah will do it. I've seen it. I've seen people get delivered from this stuff, y'all. Yahuwah will do it. Now let's look at this other word. Going back to Bereshit 6. Let's see. It says, and Yahuwah was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. Oh. It says, then Yahuwah saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually, y'all. So the word for thoughts, that word for thoughts, we're going to look at that, y'all. It's very significant. Very significant. Man, that word for thoughts is mahasaba. Mahasaba. I'm trying to get it right, but I tried my best. Mahasaba. Mem. It's a little bit of longer word than normal, but it's mem, het, sheen, bet, hey. And usually with the longer Hebrew words, there's a lot of words within the word. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole lot to this word. It's just a whole lot. But so I'm not going to just, just go all the way with it. But it's, hold up. I can do it. This will be a whole lesson just looking at this word. Because you have chamesh in here. Chet, mem, shin. Chamesh means, I believe, 5 or 15. Chameshim, yeah, I think that's 50 or 50. So chamesh means the number 5. But chamesh, I talked about this before. You have ham, and shem in there. So that's why it's very important that this word was in here surrounding the flood, because this was surrounding the flood in Bereshit 6, surrounding Noah. That the reason why the flood happened, one of the reasons why the Most High was like, I'm going to destroy everybody, is because the thoughts of man. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Ham and Shem. Chamesh is not in the right order, but the letters are in there. Ham and Shem in there. You don't have, in Chamesh, you don't have Japheth in there. And that's the whole thing right there. That's the whole thing in and of itself. Because the number 5 is about Jubilee. It's about, because Hamashim, number 5, plural is Hamashim. Chamesh, and then plural, Im. That's 50, Jubilee. It's about the regathering. It's about the people who are restored. It's about the people who get the inheritance, who return to their inheritance, y'all. And in that word, you have Ham and Shem, but Japheth is not in that word. You have Ham, and you have the word Shem in that word, Chamesh. You don't have Japheth. That's saying a lot, but we won't go into that right now. But what I want us to for the word for thoughts, I want us to look at this breakdown. It's about, so the word mem, Yahuwah gave a revelation on this pretty recently. The word mem, it means waters, chaos. It means the seas, but it also means darkness, y'all. It also means darkness. This also can mean the darkness, because, so, in the seas, in the marine kingdom, there's no sources of light there. All the light come from the Shamayim, the sun, moon, and the stars. That's where all the lights come from. There's no lights in the seas. All the lights come from the Shamayim. So anyway, and then in Genesis 1, it says that darkness was over the face of the deep. It was referring to when the earth was covered by water in Genesis 1. So do y'all know that the flood of Noah was not the first time that the earth was covered with water, the whole earth? Actually, in the beginning, that was the case. We'll look at it real quick, just to drive that point home, because it's pretty easy. It's right there in Bereshit 1. In the beginning, the Lua created the Shamayim and the Eretz. The earth was without form and void. So the earth was tohu wabohu. That means the earth was in chaos and confusion. That's why the mem also can mean confusion, chaos, because it's the seas. It's established in Genesis 1. It says the earth was without form and void. In other words, it was in chaos and confusion. And darkness was on the face of the deep, y'all. So this is about the water, the seas, the water covered the Eretz. So the mem can mean the waters, the seas, but it can also mean what? Chaos and confusion. Tohu wabohu. It can also mean darkness, because chaos, confusion, and darkness are associated with each other. I hope y'all are following this. They all go hand in hand with each other, and so on and so forth. So, and then we also know that the mem can also mean the nations, because we know that the nations is associated with the seas, the oceans. The marine kingdom is always the other nations. This can also mean the languages. It means a lot. Okay. But let's keep that in mind. You got the het, which is a tent wall to divide, to separate. You got the sheen. We talked about that. It can mean a light, a fire, a lamp. It can mean to divide, to press, to afflict, to crush. You got the bed, which can mean the house or the womb, the belly. And you got the hay, which can mean wind, breath. It can mean to reverence. It can mean to worship. It can mean to submit. All those things like that. The hay, to reveal, revelation, to behold, all those things like that. You see what I'm saying? And so, all right. With all that being said, the breakdown for Mahasabah. It's about darkness being divided by the light from the house through praise. Okay? So it's about darkness being divided by the light from the house through praise. This is why in the beginning, what did Yahuwah do when he saw that the earth was in chaos and confusion and that darkness was on the face of the deep? It says that the spirit of Eluah, was hovering over the face of the waters. Now look at this, because I want y'all to look at this, because the hay can also mean the Ruach HaKodesh. I think I forgot to say that part. The hay can also mean the Ruach HaKodesh. The hay can also mean the Ruach, because it's the wind, the breath, the Ruach HaKodesh. So another way you can look at it is darkness being separated by light from the house by the Ruach HaKodesh. And so you see here, you saw darkness over the face of the deep, and then the Ruach of Eluah was hovering over the face of the waters. What is the waters? That's the seas, the nation, the darkness. Okay? Now here we go, verse 3. Then Eluah said what? Let there be light, and there was light. And what did the light do, y'all? And Eluah saw that the light was through, and Eluah divided the light from the darkness. That's what you see with Mahasabah. You see the light being divided. You see the darkness. The darkness, the mem. The darkness. The darkness being divided by the light. And Eluah divided the light from the darkness. The darkness being divided by the light from the house through praise, or you can say through the Ruach HaKodesh as well. Another way to look at this is a big one, okay? This is a big one. There are other words in here. So you got mem het. Mem het. These two letters right here. Mem het. You know Hebrew goes right to left. Mem het is the Hebrew word for fat, or fat ones, or fatlings. Fat, like puffed up, prideful. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I tried, man. That thing don't even be working right. But fat, mem het. So another way you can look at this, it's about the fat, the puffed up, the prideful being pressed. Being pressed, crushed in their belly, in their belly, from a Ruach, not the Ruach HaKodesh, but from a Ruach. So it's about the fat being pressed in their belly, or the fat meaning the prideful, y'all, being pressed in their belly from a Ruach, y'all. From a Ruach, not the Ruach HaKodesh, from a Ruach. There's a difference. That's a super major difference. It's about the fat or the prideful being pressed in their belly from a Ruach. Y'all know that. So y'all know that a lot of times unclean Ruachs, they are in your belly. your nefesh. They are in your belly because your belly actually is what drives your thoughts. This is what drives you almost. I would say your belly drives you the most. Your belly is what drives your thoughts, y'all. So ruachs, they know the way to control a person is through their belly. So a lot of times, unclean ruachs, they are in your belly. This is why, well, a lot of times when we're doing deliverance over somebody, when the ruach comes out, it usually manifests by the person throwing up. The person may vomit or spit up a whole lot or different things like that because the ruach was literally in their belly, mishpaka. It was in their stomach. So what happens is when you have unclean spirits in you, what are they going to do? They're going to cause your thoughts to be evil continually. They're in your belly, y'all. So you're going to be trying to fight it. You're going to be doing your best, and all of it, you just don't know where these thoughts is coming from, and you're not realizing it's because you have. Let's be honest. You have demons in you. You have unclean spirits in you. I know that sounds scary. It's the reality of this captivity. Man, look, I had ruachs in me. I did, man. I had to go through deliverance for real. I had multiple ruachs in me before I went through deliverance. It's just the reality of this captivity. You might as well not let it scare you. It's the reality of this captivity, mishpaka. It's because of the sins that we committed and also the sins of our forefathers. A lot of it be stuff that our parents did or our grandparents did. It done passed down to you. A lot of these demons be generational. Yeah, you talk about how your dad was a Rolling Stone, man. My dad, he was out there. I think that's an old saying. They would say Papa was a Rolling Stone. I think it comes from a song. I don't know, but it just means that your dad was out there committing all kind of adultery on your mama, fornication. He had multiple children and all these things from different women, and now you trying to do better though. You trying to do better, but wondering why you struggling because of the sins of your father. Those ruachs he had passed down to you. Them things are generational. Your granddad was on drugs. Your dad was on drugs. And then you're wondering why you struggling with addiction. It might not even be hard drugs. You thought you were through because you wasn't on hard drugs, but you addicted to other stuff. You addicted to other things. Not realizing, man, those are demons that are causing that were generational, that were passed down. Like for real. That were passed down through your bloodline. And these are demons that their goal is to be attached to your bloodline until either you are destroyed, but ultimately those demons, they want to destroy your bloodline. Oh, if you're an Israelite, you are the top target. You are the top target. They want to destroy you and destroy your bloodline. They want Yahuwah to destroy you. That's what they want. They're trying to get you to sin. They're trying to get you to be condemned. They're trying to condemn you. And so that's why it's just important to understand that, because Yahuwah, well, he'll deliver you from that stuff, y'all. He'll deliver you. He's a deliverer of his people. And that goes back to the thoughts. It's about the prideful or the fat, the puffed up, mach, the fat being pressed in their belly from a ruach. This is why Yahuwah saw, this is why after those giants were on the earth in Genesis 6, Bereshit 6, And after them giants were on the earth and they were doing all that stuff, laying with the women, it was after that that then Yahuwah saw that the evil of man, the wickedness, the evil of man was great on the earth. Oh, man, why is it doing that? Oh, come on. That the evil of man was great in the earth. It was after all that stuff happened with these fallen ones that came on the earth. And that every intent of the thoughts of his heart, man's heart, was only evil continually. And that word only in Hebrew is kol. That means always. All. It was wholly, fully evil continually. So when Yahuwah saw that, man, it says here that Yahuwah was sorry. It says here that Yahuwah was sorry that he had made man on the eretz, y'all. And he was grieved in his heart. So Yahuwah said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, creeping thing and birds of the air, for I'm sorry that I have made them. But Noach found grace in the eyes of Yahuwah. That's the grace. That's the kin. That's the grace. Y'all, this is deep. Y'all think about this. And this is showing you that it's about bloodline, because right after verse 8, I'm going to turn it to the blue letter Bible. It says, but Noach found grace in the eyes of Yahuwah. Then it goes into the genealogy of Noach. Then it says Noach was a just man, perfect in his generations. So it's showing that Noach, that his bloodline was different than everybody else's. Because remember, I told y'all those ruachs, they trying to attach to your bloodline. That's what they trying to do. All right, let's go back to Enoch. All right, we're on chapter 7. It says, and all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they began to go in unto them, and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments. Now, this is huge. So I do have a lexicon for Enoch, and that word for, let's see, I think it's that word for enchantments. Let me see here real quick. Chapter 7, all right, and that's verse 1. G5331. So that word for charms is Strong's G5331. G5331. This is important. I want us to look at this. So I'm just pulling up G5331 from Galatians 5:20, because that same Strong's number is in Galatians 5:20. But G5331 is pharmakia. Okay, I want y'all to understand this. I can pull up. I don't know if y'all will be able to see it. I can try to pull up the lexicon that I have so y'all can see that too. Let me see. Yeah, I think y'all might can see it. Let's see. There we go. So this is the book of Enoch's lexicon. This is did I have? We're looking at verse 1, chapter 7. I think y'all can see that. It says, and each of them took for themselves wives of their choice of women, and proceeded to go unto them and defile them and teach them. And you see in this translation of Enoch, it says, and teach them pharmaceuticals and enchantments and root cutting. Y'all see that? And if you see the word pharmaceuticals, it's G5331. So I just want y'all to know I'm not just coming up with something. And that G5331 is pharmakia, okay? It says the use or administering of drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magical arts, etc., etc., okay? We've been talking about that. Why is that important, y'all? That's significant. Super, super significant. Because in this translation that I have, it says it taught them charms. Nah, fam. That is the word pharmakia. That's the Greek word pharmakia. It is not charms. That is drugs. You know it's about drugs because it says it taught them. Okay, let's see what that word for enchantment. My bad. That word for enchantments real quick. That's a G 1909. G 5603. It's 2 words. G 1909. Okay. All right, so that's not what I thought it would be, but nevertheless, this is showing that the point is this is showing that the fallen ones taught mankind the use of drugs, drug use, getting high, all those things. And you can see that because it says, then look what else it says, taught them pharmakia, drugs, and enchantments, and the cutting of roots. Y'all know a lot of drugs, especially psychedelics, that is based off of the roots of certain plants, shrooms and stuff like that, and made them acquainted with plants. This is all a lot, y'all. Nah, hold on, let me see something. All right. So you see this stuff is all related to each other is the point. You see this stuff is all related to each other. When you are looking at drug use and you think that it's something that's okay to do, you know, smoking weed, doing things like that. Y'all, this was a creation of the fallen ones. The fallen Malachim taught men how to do these things. Think about it, y'all. Think about crack, for example. So people were doing cocaine, but then all of a sudden the nations found out about crack. How you can take the cocaine, you can, you know, I don't know, do something with baking soda and put it in a pot with water. This whole thing to do where you can rock it up and it'll make people, it'll turn people to zombies. It'll make people crazy. And you can use it. I mean, it's because drugs is sorcery. Drugs, there are spells. It's witchcraft. Because it's the perverting of the things that Yahuwah created and perverting it, basically. When it comes to the fallen ones, they show mankind like these secrets on how to pervert things of Yahuwah's creation. That's basically, that was the name of the game. I'm going to show you how to do all these forbidden things. All right, let's keep going. Taught them charms, which is pharmakia, and enchantments, and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. Now listen, if they were just talking about, they're not talking about, listen, when it's talking about making them acquainted with plants, this is not talking about, oh, they learned they learned botany. They learned how to plant trees. This wasn't talking about that, because mankind already knew how to plant and grow and plant trees and to grow crops and all that. That was since the days of Adam and Eve. They knew how to do that. No, this is talking about the fallen ones showing them hidden things surrounding these things. The fallen ones are showing them new stuff, y'all, secrets, because they all came from the Shamaim. They had access to the Shamaim. They bear great giants, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. So when you're talking about demonic entities, their goal, they suck up everything from the earth. This is why the nations right now, that's what they're doing. When you're talking about the other nations, they suck up the earth, all the natural resources. They're killing the oceans, all of the things like that. They're tearing it up. Because they're joined to these beings, y'all. That's why these nations are like that. Polluting the waters, polluting the air. Consuming all the acquisitions. They'll destroy whole nations, women, children, kill them just to get all the oil from that land. Because they're in covenant with these beings, y'all. They're in covenant with these fallen ones. Verse 5, and they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh. So I was wondering, what could they mean by this? Could it be bestiality? That's very possible. I think that's definitely one aspect of it, because in the Torah, in the scriptures, Yahuwah literally had Torahs he had to put out there against that. Do not lay with beasts. Don't do that. That was, I think, Leviticus 18. Yahuwah had to tell the children of Israel, do not do that. That's an abomination to me. So that's showing you that there was so much perversion that men were even laying with beasts. What would even closely make a person do that? What would closely even cause a human to do that? Being filled with demons, ruachs. The fallen ones. Yeah, they taught mankind to do stuff like that. Man, I remember I was at work. It was in this rural area. This is a real thing. This stuff crazy, man. One of my customers, man, he was like an IT guy up northeast, like Massachusetts, man. He was on the news because he got caught on camera. He had relations with a cow, with somebody's cow. He was going on. He was doing it over time. He was going on their land in the middle of the night and doing that with a cow. Just a regular dude. You would have never thought anything. He would do nothing like that. That's crazy. But man, they had this picture plastered all over the news for doing that. I was like, man, this is crazy. What in the world would even cause somebody to even think that way? So we got to think about the magnitude of what we're talking about. As far as the imaginations of people's heart, y'all, is being evil continually. I don't think we fully understand what that means when Yahuwah said, man, when he saw the thoughts of man's heart, he was like, I'm just going to destroy everybody. He saw that it was evil continually. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, this is a real thing. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles. So also another aspect of that is I heard that they're doing things like, if y'all can look online, they're doing things like coming up with fake fish. They're doing things like with right now with where do you think as far as cloning would come from? How mankind, there ain't nobody on this earth who's smart enough to come up with a way to take the cells from an animal and to clone the animal. Come on, man. That's stuff they are getting from fallen ones. They're getting they're getting that information, that knowledge from fallen beings, y'all. We got to understand this stuff. Cloning animals? Come on, man. Ain't nobody smart enough to come up with nothing like that. That stuff coming from fallen angels, y'all. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a word I'm looking for. Genetic something. Where they do something with genetics. I can't think of the word I'm looking for right now. GMOs, just all kind of stuff like that. That's coming from the fallen ones. They began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish and to devour one another's flesh. They even start, what happens is they start killing each other. They start devouring each other because it's the hunger, the thirst, it doesn't stop. So they won't stop at nothing until they devour everything, y'all. To devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless one. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. I'm sorry. So, let's see. Yeah, so basically, why would the earth lay accusation against the lawless ones? So the lawless ones, who are the lawless ones? See what I'm saying? Because we automatically assuming it's referring to the fallen ones, the fallen Malachim who did that act. But I submit it's referring to the people who started moving lawless too. Think about what happened after the fallen ones taught mankind about drugs and drug use and how you can, you can take this thing, you can roll it. If you set it on fire and hell the smoke, you'll get high. You'll be able to, man, if you do this, you do that, man, you can, and start teaching them all this wickedness and abomination, and all these things like that, and cloning and the genetic mutation and stuff like that. Man, what do you think happened with mankind? They became extremely lawless. They became extremely lawless. Yeah, like look at this. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the arets and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments and the use of antimony. Y'all, come on. So now it's the fallen ones that gave all the knowledge surrounding how to make war with each other. All that technology, technology surrounding war, That is from the fallen ones, Miss Parker. That is technology of the fallen ones. Like as far as how do you think atomic bombs, a bomb that can, I mean, destroy a whole city, a major city too, a whole city, with radiation and all this stuff. That is technology from the fallen ones. How did America end up having dominion over all the nations for so long? It's been for maybe 200 years now, roughly. America and the Western powers have so much dominion. Y'all, they in covenant with the fallen ones. Like, man, we got to be. It was America that dropped the first atom bomb ever. How do you think they had got that technology? These nations are in covenant with these fallen ones, y'all. These fallen ones be over regions. They be over regions, over territories. These are principalities. These are your, genetically modified. Yeah, I think that's the word I was looking for. Yeah. Even look at this, y'all. So we talked about the term for watchers, right? Last time. Look at this. So we talked about the term for watchers, how it means to be, when you look at it from a Hebrew perspective, it's sakad, which means to be awakened, to alert, to awaken. That's the Hebrew word for watchers, sakad. It also means almond tree, because we know that, the almond tree is also about being awakened. The almond tree is a menorah. The almond tree is the menorah, and so on and so forth. But also another word for the watchers is the word or. That means waking, watchful, angel. So that word or also is the Hebrew word. Oh, here it goes. Waking, watchful, angel, or H5892. I didn't put it in here, but nevertheless, that word or also is the Hebrew word for city. It's the Hebrew word for city. It's H5892. I'll just show it in the Blue Letter Bible. Okay, here we go. Verse 17. All right, look at this. So the Hebrew word or, which is the Hebrew word for watchers, also is the same Hebrew word for city, which is the Hebrew word or as well. Okay, and we'll see this H5892. No, it's verse 17, my bad. I'm going to use this verse. It says, and Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch, and he built a city. So that word city is or. Here we go. Same word. H5892, Ayin Uaresh, or. It's pronounced ear, but it's the same word. As you see here. Or, same word. Waking, watchful, angel. And you got here, or it means a city or a place. Now look at where it says a root word etymology. A city. In parentheses, it says a place guarded by waking or a watch in the widest sense. Man, look. Look at that. So what does that mean? What is that showing? That's showing that these watchers were over cities, Mishpaka. That's why it's the same word, I submit. These fallen ones were over regions. They were over whole cities. They were over whole regions. That's why you have certain cities that are given over to certain things. You'll go to one city and they're just giving over to perversion. You go to another city, they're just giving over to homosexuality. It's like the whole city is giving over to it. It's like it's almost seems like, certain cities, like they're just giving over to like homosexuality and perversion. You have some cities that are just giving over to murder. Just, man, like, it's just crazy. It's like murder rates through the roof when you're wondering why. But I submit there's certain principalities over these regions, y'all, that are over these cities. That's why the same word for watchers is or. There's these ruachal entities that are over certain regions, that are over certain cities. You see what I'm saying? That's why there's certain cities where racism is just, man, that's just the thing over there. It's a whole nother level as far as racism and systemic and things like that. That's associated, attached to these fallen ones that are over the regions. Now, all that's changing because there's a shift happening. Oh, it already has happened. But generally that's the that's the gist of it. I'll just put it that way. All right. But with that being said, let's keep going. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth. Y'all think about it. The metals of the earth. Right now, the nations, they are in Africa exploiting the people in Congo to get this metal called coltan. And this metal, they use this metal. That's the metal is used to make, that's where I'm talking about all the computers, all the electronics, iPads, cell phones would not be possible without this metal. How in the world did they know this, y'all? How on earth did they know this stuff, y'all? Come on. And it ain't nowhere in America. This stuff ain't nowhere in America. You can't find those coltan nowhere around here. How'd they know this? Oh, we can go in Africa and we can go in these mountains, and we just need to take dominion over that region and start mining through these mountains, and we'll be able to, with that metal, we'll be able to make these things so that we can make computers and internet and all this stuff like that. They are learning this from the fallen ones, y'all. Y'all, they don't tell us everything they be doing behind closed doors. Y'all think them presidents and prime ministers and all these people, you think they tell, like, man, there's all kind of information on, like, the American military and what type of stuff they be doing and how they be in communication with these fallen beings and to try to stay up to date on technology and to try to get more hidden information and all these things like that. When you think about Air Force, what do they call it? Air Force One. It's like this. I remember I was my family, my dad, we were stationed in New Mexico. That's one of the places I lived when I was young. I was like elementary age, so I remember it. I was real young, but I remember it. We lived on base in New Mexico. We lived on base. What was the name of the base? I forgot. Holloman Air Force Base. And in that area, it was known for, that's where, y'all can still look that up to this day. In that area, they were it's known for being where the atom bombs were tested at. The atomic bombs, the nuclear bombs were tested there. That's what probably one of the only things that area is known for. It's very small. There's nothing out there. It's straight desert. But there's also been a whole lot of in that area. Tons and tons of UFO sightings out there. Crop circles, all that stuff like that, in that same area. And that's also New Mexico, I believe, is where is it called Area 51? I can't remember the name of it, but it's like this top secret, top security military stronghold there, military base. And they were testing nuclear bombs there. You see what I'm saying? How do they come up with that technology to be able to have dominion over all the nations like that? Area 51, Toda Holder. How did the U.S. come up with this stuff? Because this is how they was able to take dominion over everything. Even the use of guns, this projectile weapon where you can shoot and it'll project these bullets, these stones out at super speeds that'll literally go through people. Just like when King David had used the slingshot, and then when he shot the giant, it says that the stone went through his head. That was the first gun, but it was like something happened to where that got taken to the next level with these machine guns, automatic weapons, and it was the Western European powers who were the first ones to this race. They came up with this thing called the gun, and they was able to take that and just take dominion over anything they wanted to. They would just walk up into a nation and be like, "Yep, this land is ours now." And then the people would try to rise up, get their bow and arrows, and get mowed down by guns, cannonballs, and projectile weapons. Cannons, and projectile weapons. Didn't stand a chance. How did they come up? And we think it was because they just so much smarter than us. Oh, they was just super smart. That's why. It don't got nothing to do with that. These regular people, they decided to make covenants with these fallen ones, y'all. And they gave them they gave them this secret information. Listen, y'all, when it says in Enoch that they taught men all these secret things, they didn't teach, I submit, they didn't teach that to everybody. No, they were teaching it to the people that they were in covenant with. They were laying with these women. They were having these children from these women. So now you had these seeds and these families that were in covenant with these fallen ones. Those are the people they were showing these secrets to, because these secrets would give them dominion. Think about it, Mitch Parker. Think about it. Think about it. Think about if you had the information, if you were the one who had the information to come up with crack cocaine, you would be a gazillionaire. Now you would be probably considered one of the most evil people to ever be on the earth, because it's just such a horrible product and it's done so much damage and destruction. But nevertheless, you would be crazy wealthy. And you would have crazy dominion. The people that come up that are the people that are attributed to creating this pharmakia. Let's take out the illegal drugs. Let's look at the legal stuff. What about Xanax, Premeditation? What about codeine? These are all legal stuff. And you're the one attributed to creating that. You're going to have major, 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 major dominion. The person who came up with Tylenol, aspirin, whatever. That's all pharmakia. The pharmaceutical industry is one of the biggest beasts. Oh, man. Oh, in the U.S. It's one of the biggest monsters in the U.S. It probably has the most dominion. The level of dominion that the pharmaceutical industry has in this land is, it's like no other. So the fallen ones are not showing that information to everybody. They're showing it to the ones that they are in covenant with. So you can imagine the righteous, like Noah, Jared. So they were doing this, and don't think that they was just doing this for a little bit and then no, this is generations they were doing this. We know that because there's some information showing that they started during the days of Jared. That was actually Enoch's father. Remember, Enoch lived a long time. He lived hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. It was happening before he was born. He was born while it was happening. When you look at the records, he was born while this stuff was happening, when these giants was coming to land with these women and doing these and having these families of these hybrid people, of these fallen ones that were ransacking the earth. We're talking probably hundreds of years of this happening. This was happening during the days of Jared, during Enoch's father, during the days of Enoch, and it was happening during the days of Noah. Y'all know Noah wasn't born until, I think Enoch is Noah's great-great-grandfather. So I want y'all to understand how long this was going on for. Noah is Enoch's, I believe, great-great-grandson. Because Enoch had Methuselah. Methuselah had Lamech, and then Lamech had Noah, I believe is how it worked. So they had enough time to, just fill the whole earth with wickedness, y'all. So you can imagine the bloodline of the righteous, which was, you had, the righteous were on the earth the whole time this was happening. They were the super minority, but they were on the earth. You had Jared, you had Methuselah, they family, Enoch, his children. And then it went down. It didn't stop until you got to Noah and his children. That's when Yahuwah was like, all right, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop this. I'm going to end this mess. You see what I'm saying? He told Noah, look, I need you to build this ark, which really the ark was a fortress. It was in a sense a yesar. Yeah, that goes back to this, y'all. It goes back to the imagination, the meditation. The ark was like something that Noah built. That he built. It's a stronghold that was built from the mind. You see what I'm saying? It was a stronghold, y'all, for the righteous. That ark was a stronghold that he built from the mind. But in this sense, it wasn't from Noah's mind. You can even just, it was from the mind of Yahuwah, really. It's from the mind of the Most High. But it was given to Noah, and it was probably given, the blueprint was probably given to Noah in a vision. So you can probably say it was in his mind as well. It probably was given to him in a vision, y'all. Yahuwah told him to build it. The forming and framing. But it had to start somewhere. In the heart, in the mind. How can Yahuwah give a vision to you if the meditations of your heart and the thoughts are evil continually? How can Yahuwah give you a vision, give you something like that to build for his purposes? That's why you want to be clear. That's why you want your meditations to be pure. So you can be a vessel of his use. A vessel worthy to be used in that way like Noah. All right. So this is Azazel. He taught them to work in them and bracelets and ornaments and the use of antimony. Now, antimony, that's a whole nother thing. Now, antimony is surrounding around, like painting and makeup. Because it says in the use of antimony and the beautifying of the eyelids and all kinds of costly stones and all coloring tinctures. So that goes back to what we were talking about, being clothed with light. Because, it's like, we talked about it last week, not today, but with the clothing of light, well, that was from Yahuwah, and it's like they want to mimic that. And so now they're teaching ways to pervert that, in a sense, basically. The beautifying of the eyelids. So, makeup and all that stuff, y'all listen, that was a creation of the fallen ones. I know that's a sensitive one, because I know a lot of y'all may wear makeup and stuff like that. Just something that I would say is to just be cognizant that that's from the fallen ones, y'all. It is. And so you want to be careful, because it can be vanity. It can cause issues. Especially if you're someone who wears a lot of makeup, you want to self-introspect and ask yourself why. Because there can be a lot behind that ruwakli. It can be some self-esteem issues. It can be some deficits there that you need healing for. If you had that feeling that you can't go out the house without makeup, it may be something there, y'all, for real. Like, you don't even feel complete unless you have makeup on, man. There may be some issues there, for real. Because that did not come from, that was a creation of the fallen ones, y'all. How to make makeup and how to come up with makeup and ways to make yourself look a certain way, from the vanity perspective. It's just the reality. But another thing, antimony is also a metal that's used for nuclear weapons, y'all. Yes, it's also used for nuclear weapons. Antimony, you can look it up. Actually, it's very well known. So this is just, driving home what I was talking about. And the beautifying of the eyelids and all kinds of costly stones and all coloring tinctures, and there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication. There it goes. And they were led astray and became corrupt in all their ways. So that's probably talking about all the people, all of mankind, because it says, and there arose much godlessness. So people just started going against the commandments, man. Like, once these fallen ones started showing them all this information, all this stuff, man, it's like the world went crazy. Everybody just started doing what was right in their own eyes. Everybody started moving against the Most High and the ways of the Most High. It says, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray, and they became corrupt in all their ways. Simjaza taught enchantments and root cuttings, Armoros, the resolving of enchantments. Taught astrology, Kokabel, which is that's actually stars, Kokab El, part of the stars of Alua. The constellations, Ezekiel is actually Ezekiel in the Hebrew, which is interesting. But Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds. Arakiel, the signs of the Eretz. Shamsiel, the signs of the sun. And Sariel, the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to the Shamayim. So we'll stop there. But this is showing you that, man, like, there was a lot of so much wickedness you can imagine, murders, deaths, just sin, abominations just covered the whole earth, y'all. And, when it's talking about, the signs of the earth that was taught by these fallen ones, it's not talking about you just learning, how the earth moves. Man, look, this is talking about astrology. This is talking about stuff like that, y'all. Stuff that Yahuwah was always against. This was talking about, I submit, like moon worship, worshiping the sun. That's why Yahuwah was so specific about not worshiping the sun, the moon, the stars, not getting into that. That's why the Torah talks about that so much. That was something that was taught from the fallen ones. So it's You know, it's deep, y'all. It's deep. But Yahuwah to be praised. Let me see something here. All right, so let's see what y'all got here. Let's see what y'all got. All right. Kimberly Simon said, and then you have the other end where some can list even if the woman has on a trash bag to the floor. Oh, lust. Oh, okay. Yeah, you so right though. Because that's already in them. That's already in them. Shoshone said, authority and dominion over the flesh. That's it. That is it. Con. Cody Wansina said, Con, is anything too hard for Yahuwah? That's real. That's real. And I think we all know the answer to that, hopefully. If you don't know the answer to that, there's some other things we need to talk through. Man. Yirmiyahu and Shamayahu said, oh, man, YouTube sending late notifications. That's cold right there. He said, man, this is so through. It's real what you're bringing out, Mushar. Because of past trauma and experiences, we can have evil thoughts and keep following through life every time we encounter the same or similar issue. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. And that's the aspect of evil. Anna Bernice said, wow, new Shamaim and new arrest, new heaven and new earth will have no sea. That's it. Revelation, I think that's 21. Yeah, because the sea is darkness. The sea is chaos, confusion, and it's also darkness. Let's see, what else? Cody Wansina said, we are in a war, absolutely. And we need to understand that. We need to understand that. We probably would look at things differently if we understand it a little more better. Chepsy Boss said, Khan, it's a song. Told for confirming that. That was referring, I think, what was I saying? Oh, Rolling Stone, yeah. Yeah, Khan told for the confirmation on that. Yirmiyahu and Shamayahu said, that's why they say the old saying is a way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Cooking him through food. That's it, yeah. Yeah, you be on it, Yirmiyahu and Shamayahu. Y'all be remembering. Y'all be on it. Yeah, I was talking about that because, man, the belly is what drives you. That's the nefesh. That's the seat of your desires. A lot of people, a lot of their decisions is not based off of the ruach. It's based off of their belly. For real. For real, for real. You know, ruachs know that, and so that's why they'll be sitting right in your belly. They'll be sitting right in your belly. Let's see. Chepsy Bob said, Khan, it's a whole battle against generational demons. For real. For real. But in Yahuwah, we had a victory. In Yahusha, we had a victory. But you got to be ready to fight, though. You know, you can't be just chilling thinking it's just going to be all through just because you wanted to. You got to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, man. Misty L. Ringo said, L.W. Ringo said, Bereshit 6:6. ISO-E of the saddest verses. Maybe it's one of the saddest verses I've ever come across. And I repented to Abba Father for man. One of the saddest, Khan. Yeah, I think it's when he said, let me see. Oh, and it says, and Yahuwah was sorry that he had made man on the eretz, and he was grieved in his heart. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, that's real. Chepti-Ba said incantations. I think that was referring to maybe enchantments. Elephant Man Podcast Network. He said, shalom, 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 fam. Chepsi-Ba said, incantations, a series of words said as a magic spell or charm. An incantation to raise the dead. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the word for enchantments. Yeah, it was like a song. Yeah, we need to look at that some more, y'all. We might look at that next time, cause look at this, y'all. Well, that's why I didn't go too much into it, cause it was, but that word for enchantments, maybe that's what the Most High wanted me to talk about or just touch on, cause that was significant. So right here when it says, and right here when it says, and they taught them charms, that's pharmakia, and enchantments. That word enchantments actually has something to do with like a song. A song. So the Strong's number is with song. Let's see. G5603. Yeah, G5603. Is the word associated with this word enchantments. I have it up here. But it's G5603 Ode. The Greek word Ode, it means a song, y'all. Lay O, and it's translated as song every time. And so you know, in the Brit Hadashah, it's referring to songs of the Most High and praise and things like that. So if you look at it from the fallen ones, it says, and they taught them pharmakia and with song and the cutting of roots and made them acquainted with plants. That's interesting, because what this is referring to is enchantments, meaning from a perspective of using, it's like chants, incantation, a chanting, chants, using song. It's like chants using song. And so basically how to, think about it, y'all. So how did Black America get big on weed use, on smoking weed? The music, this is how, because that was my generation. I saw it happen. The way our people got big on smoking weed in the 70s, 60s and stuff like that, black people, Hebrews, didn't smoke weed like that. They didn't. Of course, you had you had black people that did it, of course, right? But it wasn't like a big thing like everybody did it. Like now, everybody does it. Sometimes I know you can be in this bubble, being in this truth, but just go to any of our communities and our young people, they all smoke, y'all. Now I know it's not 100% of our people, but it's a large amount. But to the point to where you can say everybody smoke in a sense. As far as especially the young people. How did that happen? The music. It was through song. The music industry started pushing these West Coast rappers We be thinking Snoop Dogg is just this awesome dude. He was one of the forerunners, y'all, to get Black America to smoke weed, y'all, and think it ain't nothing wrong with it. Snoop, Dre, Dr. Dre, and says, all them, they used to make these weed smoking songs. This was in the early 90s. It's like 92, 93. And they made it popular to smoke weed, and they started coming out with these black weed smoking movies. Like How High, and different things, and it just made weed smoking look like this just, cool thing, and it caused people to just really start smoking in mass numbers, like it wasn't nothing. It made people think it was cool to smoke weed. In the 60s and 70s, and even in the early 80s, we weren't on it like that. We saw. You would watch Cheech and Chong and stuff like that, and would think that was funny. But it wasn't the norm in our communities to be just smoking weed all the time. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got to understand the power of music. That was a creation of the fallen ones. Enchantments through music, through song, through chants. I remember it was this one song that they would play every time in the club, and it would be a fight that'll break out, and man, sometimes worse than that. It'll be a fight, or it might start shooting. It was this song they would play every time. It was a chant. It wasn't like no just lyrical song. It was just a chant. It'd be like, it was a few of them. They had one, who you with? Who you with? Who you with? Who you with? I ain't gonna say all the words too. I'm just getting a part of it. That's the whole song. It was one song where it was about get that fool, kidnap that fool, get that fool, ante up, get that fool. It was just chanting it. They just kept saying it. That's all you remember. There was lyrics on that song, but don't nobody remember that. All you remember is that one that when they start chanting, get him, get that fool, kidnap him, get him. Every time they play songs like that, there's fights that break out in the club. Every time they play the song, somebody getting hurt, somebody getting jumped, or even worse. That is witchcraft, y'all. That's enchantments. That's the power of song. When you're dealing with the NFL, whenever the NFL Super Bowl plays, is famous about the commercials during the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl is one of the most watched things on television in America. So it's this famous thing that these businesses, they literally are spending millions just to get a 30-second jingle of their business to be played during the Super Bowl. You don't think they done their research before investing that type of money? On whether or not that works or not? Music is influential. And especially if you can do it in a way that's a chant that sticks in your music, goes in you. And that was a creation of the fallen ones, to know how to do certain frequencies and song and chants, to basically brainwash people, to get them to do what you want them to do. That's what they did. That's what they did to our people. That's what the nation's done to our people, because they're in covenant with these fallen ones. Y'all never wonder why? Y'all ever wonder how come some of these truth musicians are cold, man? Some of these people in the truth who are making truth music are making music way better than any of these people in the industry. They're making songs way better. How come these industry people ain't signing them? Yeah, ain't never wondered why the only people they signing is people like Cardi B and what's that one girl name? Something Red. I ain't gonna say her first name, part of the name, but something Red. All they talk about is abominations and fornication and harlotry. How come they not signing none of musicians who are doing music about empowerment and maybe something positive, you know, they're only signing certain musicians because that's them using enchantments to try to keep you down, to try to keep you in a certain place. Have y'all ever noticed that? Y'all ain't noticed that country singers don't sing about killing their own people. Country singers don't do that. We the only people that do that. But it's not really. It's just not. We can't. It's not just us to blame, y'all. It's the industry that's who they're gonna pay the millions to. So then it pushes us to want to do that because we know that's how you get paid. It's a double-edged sword with that. All right, let's keep going. We'll wrap it up, y'all. All right, let's see here. Malaki Ahilua said, trying to feed their bellies, demons, man. Yuri El Yahoo said, cannot be satisfied. Khan. Chepsy Ba said, like when Shaul called that woman to speak with the dead and spoke with Shemuel. Yeah, you talking about Shaul. Oh, yeah, you talking about King. King Saul. Yeah, that's crazy, huh? That was crazy. Yeah, incantations. Holder said, that's disgusting. That was talking about bestiality. Yeah. S. McCorkle said, unthinkable deed. Yeah, that's crazy. Malaki Ahilua said, depravity. Chepsy Ba. That's real, though. It's crazy because what in the world would make someone even think that way? See what I'm saying? It's called Ruachs. Misty L.W. Ringo said, yes, and as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the last days. That's where we at. You right on the money with that one, for real. Right on the money. Malaki Al-Hilal said the chimera. I heard about that, those weird animals, yeah. Bakir Yamin Manu honors, he said engineering. Oh, that's when I was looking for that word. Yeah, that wasn't what I was looking for. I think Chepsy Bai had got it with genetically modified, yeah. Mr. L.W. Ringo said, our cry must be heard on high. Malaki Al-Hilal said, not sure how that word is spelled, chimera. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I heard about those. Now, Maria said, bioengineering food like Cheez-Its. That's why you have to read the labels, man. That's a through point, though. Ooh, that's a through point. Bethel said, Sin City, man. Mr. L.W. Ringo said, we got to get on our posts. Bethel said, talking about what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Wicked. That's real. That is wicked. Chepsy Boss said, cobalt. Yeah. And coltan was what I was talking about. I think it's called coltan. Cobalt is another one, though, of those metals. Anthony Christopher Versace said, wow, Mushar, be super wicked. Oh, yeah, that's when Holder brought up the Area 51. Mr. L.W. Ringo said, into the occult, D.C. built upon occult symbols. Yeah, you're right. They got the obelisk and all those things out there in D.C. Chepsy Boss said, evil continually. Man, that's the hearts of, and that's what's happening today. Y'all, just like and Mr. L.W. Ringo said, just like in the days of Noah, that's what's happening today. So what do y'all think is coming? Yeah, the Most High is about to judge the nations again, like he did during the days of Noah, y'all. That's what's coming. Mr. L.W. Ringo said, lots of missing of all ages now. Stay armored up, man. That's real. Man, that's real. She said they are back. Yeah, the fallen ones. Yeah, that's real. Chepsy Boss said, a handful, and Yahuwah took them away before the destruction of the Erez. He sure did. Talking about a handful of the righteous. He did. Yahuwah did. And he left Noach there to, Noach was the last. And he had Noach build the ark. So, that was, it wasn't until that generation of the righteous, he took them before the destruction. Yep. Nakama Yahoo said, praise Yahushua for deliverance from excessive makeup use. Makeup became a vain idol. Hallelujah for the deliverance. Hallelujah. Praise Yahushua. Praise Yahuwah. I'm glad you shared that, because it's just a real thing. And I know because of the conditioning of us growing up here in Babylon, I know some of y'all have dealt with that. So that's just something to self-introspect. Chepsy Boss said, handful of righteous ones, Khan. S. McCorkle said, through the music, Khan. Chepsy Boss said, through music, that's what it is. Now even more is chanting. Khan. Kimberly Simon said it was the hippies. Yeah, it was the other nations who was smoking. Yeah, the hippies. I believe the Hispanics was on that stuff before us, like the the Mexicans and stuff in California. At least that's what I would see, like Cheech and Chong, stuff like that. That was at least my perception back in the day. But yeah, like the hippies, some Hispanics. We wasn't really on it like that, y'all. We just wasn't. It wasn't until the 90s when it got big, when they pushed it through our music. They pushed it through the rappers, y'all. Did y'all see when y'all I know most of y'all heard Juvenile back the thing up. So they tried to do that today. It didn't work though. Because they're trying to get more Hebrews to engage with Maxine. They tried to get more Hebrews to engage with Maxine. And so they had Juvie and them come out with with another song. It was a remake of Back That Thing Up, but it was to try to basically entice more Hebrews to engage with Maxine. You can't make this up. This is showing you that was proof. That was proof that the nations purposely do this, y'all. They get these rappers to try to make the music to push the people, the people through sorcery, through enchantments of music, chants, to try to get people to brainwash people to do certain things that they want them to do, y'all. Y'all look, for Juvenile and all them, they old now. I mean, they in their 50s, I think now. For them to come back and remake that song from the 90s. Come on now. About engaging with Maxine to remake that song. They sold out they paid them, I bet, a grip to do that. Cause they thought for sure this will do it. Oh yeah, this will definitely do it. I bet they was looking at each other. We'll just get them to make a song about it. That's proof the nations purposely have their rappers to do music to get you to do stuff, to bewitch you, y'all. Like, for real. Yeah, some of y'all saw that, man. I was blown away when I saw that. Yeah, I was like, man, are you serious? But it didn't work. So that's showing you we in a new day. That's what's so through. That was the through part of it. It's showing you we in a new day. It didn't work. There's no divination on Yaakov, no sorcery on Yisrael. That's the book of Numbers. When we moving in righteousness, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, as far as in the Most High, then you can't get bewitched by that stuff. That stuff you'll see right through that stuff. But man, when you moving in sin, when you moving in wickedness, if you're not keeping these laws, you're gonna get swept up in all those and enchanted. You won't have the protection to be able to see through that stuff. As McCorkle said, nothing new under the sun. For real. Kimberly Simon said, just like that Percocet song. Oh, I forgot about that song, man. I forgot about that song. Oh, man, that was a whole chant. Man, that's a doob example. Because the song was so catchy, y'all. You couldn't get it out your head. If you just listen to that song like twice or once, you can't get it out your head, even if you want to. Like, for real. Like, that is witchcraft, y'all. Man, that's a great example. Like, who in your right mind would be sitting there chanting about Percocet about a drug? Who in your right? Why? And that was like the number one hit. That was like one of the biggest hits during that time when that song came out. Dude made millions off that song. Craziness. Now think about this, y'all. Y'all gotta look. Y'all gotta have eyes to see. Think about this. Now, if you know taking Percocet on the street is illegal, smoking weed is still illegal in most cities, most states. I mean, popping pills, doing drugs, that stuff is illegal. If that's illegal, how in the world are these musicians able to make hit songs that is played on every radio station, played on every television about doing these drugs, about doing these things, without like being investigated, without like, I mean, it's common sense. Without the government being like, yeah, no, this ain't nothing. No. Do y'all know as soon as stuff music like that started creeping into Russia? Because you know a lot of Russians like rap. They like black music. They like us. A lot of them do. You know the president of Russia. The first thing he did was he started moving forward on cutting that stuff down and trying to keep that music from coming in because of the content. Why would our government, knowing that Percocet, taking that stuff on the streets, opioids, all that stuff is killing people, it's illegal, it's against the law, why would all that stuff be able to be number one hits? That Percocet song was like a number one hit. We just got to think common sense. Ain't nobody investigated them. Ain't been no police investigation on the music labels who've been pushing this music. It haven't been frowned upon by no government entities, no city officials. It's being played through the city radio waves every day, chanting about Percocet. There's this new dude now. He became big because he raps about is sipping lean. That's codeine. Y'all, that was a big. I'm from Texas, y'all. That's where it started at. Everybody used to sip lean. I know multiple people who got killed. I know multiple people who died from sipping too much lean. I know of. But this dude is able to come out and all his songs is about doing that. And he's a music star. How, Sway? But then ain't no truth music. No, we can't do that. Y'all talking about that Israelite stuff, man. No, we can't put that now. There ain't no truth musicians getting signed for nothing. All right. Yeah, y'all got me going, man. Y'all, this world is wild, y'all. This is why judgment is coming, though. Now y'all see where we at. This is why this stuff is coming. Chepsy Boss said that definitely was in my era. Chanting them, a fight breakout music. Chanting, then a fight breakout music is a powerful tool. Man, for real. For real, you probably right around me. You probably right there with me on age. Cause that was it though. That was it. Malaki out here a while, and that junk leaves mark. And that junk leaves mark that triggers response. And that junk leaves mark that triggers response. Chance. I don't get that. Uriel Yahoo said there's this song now named They Eating the Cats. I think I heard about that. Because when Trump said, that joke crazy, man. That joke wild. Malaki Al Hilawal said, tough to remove. Woo. Tough to remove. Man, I don't remember the context on that one. Tony Green said, when they remastered the songs, they changed the frequency to give access the Ruachs to attach to the people. Yeah, I know. I do know that it has something to do with the frequencies too, especially when it's tied to certain words. Trepsy Boss said it's a whole agenda. Tony Green said the tall Jew took over rap music. Yeah. Malaki Al-Hilawal said no wonder they call it a hook. Oh snap! Now that's deep right there. I didn't even think about that. I did not think about that, man. That makes sense. Yeah, because that's where they do the chant during the hook. To try to get you make it catchy to stay in your mind. Chepsy Boss said only us they use to push it out. Yeah. For real. Shout out to Johnson said nasty red. I don't remember ever hearing none of music or nothing like that. It's way past my time when I was listening to that stuff. But she be all over the social media though. They be talking about her. Uriel Yahoo said fire. That's what's coming, man. Man, that's real. Hezekiah, shalom. He said shalom and double honors. They even force you to learn chemistry, witchcraft in school nowadays. Man, that's interesting. And I can see that as being witchcraft based on it depends, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can see what you're saying with that. But I wouldn't just say all chemistry is witchcraft. It's based on the context. If you're using it to make pharmakia, different things like that, then I would probably say that. But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying though. Yeah, I didn't think of it like that though. Let's see. Kimberly Simon said, I remember that. That was so whack. And Juvie caught a lot of flack for that. I didn't know that. I was wondering because I was outraged. I was like, this dude here, man, he done sold out for what that dude. He done sold out, man. He done sold out on a whole nother level with that one. But man, they probably paid him that bread. If you're not really joined to the Most High, you'll sell out. If you're not really trying to follow Yahuwah like that, man, look, they say they get ready to give you all that money to sell out your people. Oh, yeah. Ari Moshe Israel said, man, that was so targeted. Yeah, y'all remember that? Kimberly Simon said, no outrage from the Ish people. Yeah. Cody Wansina said, I work on a college campus in one of the restaurants, and they be playing all types of music about getting high. Yeah. Yeah, man. Like, I be at the gym, and they be playing all kind of music. I be like, man, I found a way to use these headphones that have a noise canceling, man. That be helping, but I can't. Certain things, certain exercise, certain things, I can't really. With those headphones, I can't really move like I need to. But man, ain't nobody trying to hear that mess, man. That stuff crazy. But all right, y'all. Y'all, man, look. Man, love y'all. We gonna most high willing. We do this again next week. Much hava, and lakam la shalom. Lakam la shalom. Shall last forever.